Today we are going to show you what's inside a HP or Canon's integrated cartridge, which look like this. It is called integrated because it has printhead and cartridge built into one unit. When you change a cartridge, you also change the printhead. Let's take a look at the cartridge carefully. The cartridge has an ink tank, electronic ribbon, and underneath is the printhead. When your printer is working, it sends electronic signals to printhead. Printhead sprays ink onto paper. More ink from ink tank flows to the printhead. The top of the cartridge has a series of air vents and tunnels to let air into the cartridge. Now let's take a look inside. You can see there is a box inside, which limits the amount of ink in the cartridge. If it is an XL version of the cartridge, there is no wall and you can fill it with more ink. Inside the box there is a sponge. Completely dried on the top. Sponge serves as a lifting force to keep ink in place, preventing ink from flowing down and leaking out of printhead. To make the refill work, the ink tank cannot be overfilled. If you fill the sponge all the way to the top, then the sponge cannot generate enough force to hold the ink. Excessive ink will flow out of printhead. On the bottom of the tank, there is a filter that connects to the printhead. During refill, you may want to point the needle sideways so you won't damage the filter. When you insert the cartridge in the printer, there are two kinds of warnings. The first kind of errors includes, printer ink depleted, counterfeit or used genuine HP ink cartridge inserted, or, ink cartridge is low on ink. These warnings can be ignored. Most printers' ink level can't be reset. Click yes for all warnings and printer will let you keep printing. Keep an eye on the print quality. Refill the ink when a color runs out, or refill every 100 to 150 pages. The second kind of errors are, cartridge failure. Cartridge cannot be detected. Cartridge need to be replaced. The errors are caused by printer unable to read the cartridge or the cartridge failed electronic tests. Pull out the cartridge and clean the electronic contact points. Also clean the contact pins inside the printer. If the problem persists, the cartridge is damaged. For old HP printers has an X sign, you can hold down the power and X sign for 15 seconds. The printer will ignore the electronic test error and let you use the cartridge. However, this function is not available for newer models.
If your cartridge has poor print quality, you might create air bubbles during refill. Air bubbles will clog the printhead temporarily. In this case, you can sit the cartridge in the printer for a few hours, and then do a cartridge cleaning from printer's built-in function. Then repeat if problem persists.
If the clog is created by dried ink, you can fill a tray with 1/8 inch of cleaning solution, available from www.bchtechnologies.com, under Accessories, Anti-Clogging. If you use water instead of cleaning solutions, do not use too much water because it may damage the electronic units. Soak the cartridge for a few hours. Do a test run.
If the problem persists, you can remove the clog by blowing it out. First, seal all top air vents, leave one vent open. To seal the vents, you can use plugs that are available at www.bchtechnologies.com. You can also use other tools, such as hot glue guns. Next, blow air into the open vent hole on the cartridge. Here I use a syringe fitted with sleeves, available at www.bchtechnologies.com, under Accessories, Anti-Clogging. As an alternative, you can use a regular syringe and fit it to the hole. Once you see ink coming out of printhead, stop. Do not put too much pressure because it may damage the printhead. Most clogs can be resolved by now. I hope you enjoy this video. Visit us at www.bchtechnologies.com or locally at our office at Greensboro, North Carolina. Happy printing! See you next refill. Cheers!